Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. To be completely honest, this is my second time trying to record this reading video, so hopefully this time the energy is a bit more in alignment. I've been feeling a lot coming through energetically, and I am sure that many of you have been feeling this as well. And so I'm hoping that through this reading, we can get some clarity on what's been happening lately with the energy. And I hope that I can remind you that regardless of whatever you are going through, whatever you are experiencing, you are never alone in this world. And I hope that through this virtual space that we're co-creating here, you can find some kind of comfort or confirmation along your journey, maybe confirmation of what your own intuition has been telling you, and that this can play some small role on your journey in a positive sense. So a huge thank you to all of you who are here supporting this space with your own energy and positive intentions that you are really bringing to the reading today just by being present here. Because of course, we're working at the quantum level, and this means that time, space, and distance are irrelevant at this level of multidimensionality. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle here. If you do have any personal intentions that you'd like to set for the reading, feel free to do so either by leaving a comment or just thinking those intentions in your own mind, writing them down, speaking them out loud. Of course, these are all just different ways to transmit energy. So whatever feels most aligned for you is the best way to go about that intention setting. As I always say, if you do choose to subscribe to the channel, this in itself is another form of virtual energetic transference, and it can allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you, not just here in this video, but in future videos as well. Okay, so what can I channel for the beautiful souls tuned in to today's reading? So the first card I pulled here is the Hanged Man. And this is about feeling confined in some kind of a limbo space. Now, I could be speaking to a specific person here who is personally feeling somewhat in this in-between place, somewhat in a state of limbo. And what I'm getting most strongly is that there's actually some kind of psychic element to this feeling of limbo. The word transition is going out. So you also might feel as though you are in the middle of some kind of transition. I have to say, a lot of this feels more so psychic, spiritual, emotional, or energetic than physical. So whether it's you going through a transition or you feeling in limbo, feeling stuck, a lot of it feels like it's taking place on a psychic level. I am hearing the word bombardment, which is an interesting word. I don't usually use that one, but I'm almost getting this sense of someone being psychically bombarded by a lot of people or energies that want to access you. And this may actually be because they can sense subconsciously that you are vibrating higher. And when you begin to vibrate at a higher level, you emit a powerful signal that becomes very magnetic. But of course, like with all forms of magnetism, this has its positives and what we might perceive as negatives. When you become more magnetic, you attract more of everything. So you might also find yourself attracting people or interactions or things opportunities into your life that you have to use discernment about and decide whether it's really aligned with you and your vision. And I'm getting that reciprocity is really essential in this process of evaluation. So as you are evaluating people, things, and opportunities, it is so essential to look at not only what you are pouring into them, what you are giving to them, but also what they are giving to you in return. Because I feel I'm picking up on someone here who may have in the past, or maybe for someone currently, you've been involved in dynamics where you've been comfortable over giving your time, your attention, your empathy to the other person because it's just who you are. It's your nature to give empathy, to give love, to give positive energy. But the thing is, at times, I feel this has entangled you in situations where you are pouring or you are giving into something that is not necessarily reciprocating with you. So what else can I channel about this? Maybe for someone listening, you are dealing with this dynamic now, or you have many people bombarding you in a sense. And again, not even necessarily negative, just using that term to mean they are trying to get into your life. They're trying to connect with your energy. And discernment is so essential at this time because your energy is so valuable, and I feel it's meant to be invested into something that you are being, embodying, doing, creating in the world. Interesting. This won't be for everyone, but I heard a message: put less energy into other people and more energy into creations, into your creations. Now, of course, only take that if it's resonating. I'm getting if that's for you. You've already sensed that you've been depleted energetically. Now, of course, community is so important because it can be so strengthening. It can be so fueling to us energetically and spiritually. But I am getting that a lot of these energies trying to pull on you are kind of bombarding you psychically might actually be coming from people who, I don't want to say they're not on your level, because I don't mean levels in terms of better or worse, but they're not on your frequency. They're not matching your energy in the sense that you're vibrating at a really high vibrational, finer kind of energy, and you are outpouring a lot to other people. Whereas I'm getting some of the people or energies or even opportunities trying to get into your life are more so doing the opposite. They're vibrating a lot lower, and rather than giving, they're kind of trying to take or to pull from you. And I'm hearing as well that you can feel the difference in your own body. Maybe you can even feel it physically, because the way that some of these people are energetically depleting you might actually be leaving you feeling physically tense or tired. With the Chariot card, though, this represents having success, victory, overcoming obstacles, and things really becoming calmer through this transition. With the Six of Swords, maybe it's you who are in this transition period psychically, where it's like you are shifting frequency levels. You are, in a sense, by shifting your frequency level, also shifting your timeline. And as a result of this, it's like you are the one going through this energetic transition. But you have a lot of people in the process sensing you beginning to shift and trying to kind of reach or latch or pull on you a bit. And in the process, they might be kind of leaving you feeling depleted. But you're going to be victorious over this. I'm seeing that things are really going to calm down. Things are going to stabilize themselves. And I'm also seeing with the Judgment card that it seems as though this is a very complex energy dynamic, but there are a lot of people who are trying to pull on your energy or kind of like get connected to you because they sense that you are vibrating at a higher level, and they're trying to kind of get a taste of some of that higher vibrational energy without creating the foundation to sustain it within themselves. And this is actually how we get into what people sometimes refer to as energy vampire situations, where we can feel as though someone is taking or sucking our energy. The reason this actually occurs is often because the person that we're referring to as an energy taker or an energy vampire, they subconsciously desire some of that higher vibrational energy that you are emanating because you are a generator of that energy. They haven't created the foundation within themselves to generate their own consistent stream of high vibrational energy and also to sustain it. And without this foundation, they have to keep coming back to what they perceive as the source of that energy, which in this case is you. So because they can't generate or sustain that very high vibrational energy within themselves, when someone like this latches onto you, they will consistently need another kind of hit of your energy in a sense. And so when you begin to set boundaries or kind of begin to pull back from these individuals, that is why they can react in a very triggered way, because they feel subconsciously as though they are losing their source of high vibrational energy, which is you, because they, again, haven't learned to generate and sustain that within themselves. But I'm hearing that these individuals in your life are really being pushed within themselves to self-evaluate, to, in a sense, connect more deeply with their inner self so that they are capable of generating and sustaining that high vibrational energy for themselves without needing to get that kind of hit of energy from you or from anyone. But temporarily, they can feel very triggered when they are, in a sense, cut off from your energy source. And I'm not sure why all of this is coming up. Maybe some of you have been experiencing this recently in your own life. I did see the World card here as well, though. And it's interesting with the cards Judgment and World. I almost feel as though these two cards are sort of representing what we've been calling the 3D versus 5D split that's happening collectively. The 3D timelines being lower vibrational timelines of fear, of victimhood, of repeating the same limiting patterns in matrix-based systems, and the fifth dimensional timeline representing connecting with the energy of unconditional love, freedom, abundance, interdependence, as opposed to either codependence or hyper-independence. Interdependence is being fully stable and grounded in the source of one's own energy, while at the same time being able to healthily connect with others who are also their own source in mutually balanced and reciprocated ways. So that kind of interdependence is so much of what we're shifting into here. But it's interesting how the energy coming up around this eclipse season and the supermoon that we experienced last week, all of this still seems to be affecting us. And dominantly at this time, it really seems to be highlighting that split that's already been taking place, where people are either kind of spiraling into that judgment energy, where they are really triggered, really maybe projecting onto you and pushed fully through that triggered energy within themselves for the divine purpose of pushing them actually to connect with themselves more deeply. So they're either going that direction or they are being pushed into that World card energy, which is one of, again, interdependence, success, abundance, happiness, connection, freedom. But know that even if your soul is kind of moving with that World card energy, with all of those beautiful high vibrational currents of energy, because you are so psychic and energetically attuned, you can still pick up on psychic triggered reactions from many individuals in your life or from your past who may actually be going more into this Judgment card energy as we're describing it here. So if you've been picking up on any of these anxieties, any of these fears, triggered reactions from other people. This could actually be things that you are empathically absorbing. And this is reminding me of an Instagram post that I saw the other day about how when your heart is really open, you tend to pick up a lot of energies or vibrations from people around you, because you could think of having an open heart also as having a porous heart. So the energy isn't only moving outward in an open fashion, but you're also very receptive. That's also why having an open heart makes you much more psychic, because you're able to very quickly and clearly receive those psychic energy signals from people around you, just like you have an open heart and sharing that energy through your heart chakra. You also receive that energy very clearly and very strongly as well. Okay, so I am going to be reshuffling the energy oracle cards, and the first card to come out here is Angel of Balance in the reverse. Yeah, there's some kind of imbalance here that I feel your spirit guides are trying to bring your attention to. And I do feel this has to do with psychic energy. So people that you are bonded to energetically in some way, where there is this imbalanced energy exchange, where you are depleting yourself by giving a lot to these individuals and not receiving back in return. And this seems to be depleting your reserves of energy and leaving you feeling unbalanced. And I just keep seeing all of these cords and ties. So you might actually have, in a sense, a lot of energetic ties at the moment to different people who are not reciprocating with you in a balanced way. Now, when I talk about energy ties, just to kind of demystify what we're talking about, this is really something as simple as when there is an open channel of energy flow active between you and another person. Now, energy can flow in many different ways. So this can occur when you and another person are both thinking about each other, maybe when you have a lot of futuristic plans or set plans together, so that because time doesn't really exist, even the energy from those future interactions is affecting the now in the form of those kinds of ties or bonds. Maybe you've been speaking a lot to other people about each other, feeling strong emotions about each other. These can all transmit energy back and forth. And what I'm getting is that you're being asked to reevaluate some of these energy ties. Now, keep in mind that not all energy ties are actually detrimental. In fact, a lot of energy ties are actually very beneficial and supportive to us, because they can help us to feel grounded when we have a lot of connections with a mutually reciprocated energy tie or energy bond. It can almost create what we could think of as a safety net, or like a web energetically that can support us in those moments where we might be feeling a bit low. Having someone who is thinking and speaking positively about us and pouring back into us energetically via these bonds can actually support us during those times. It can be extremely helpful. Essentially, all of our manifested community has this energy component to it. But at the same time, when we keep a lot of open channels of energy with people who are not reciprocating with us, with people who are mostly siphoning or taking our energy, it can leave us feeling very unnaturally drained or depleted, or even in a lower vibrational state of being than we are accustomed to, or that is even natural for us. So what else can I channel about this? Are there any other messages here for the people listening? What else can I channel on this? Okay, we have man holding a coin reversed. So this can refer to a less awakened or an unawakened masculine energy. I'm getting a lot of reversal cards here. If you resonate more as a feminine or a divine feminine, which I'm getting many of you listening may be connecting more so with your divine feminine, I'm picking up here that you might have a masculine who is in this kind of less awakened state of being, I'm trying to pick up the messages here. This person, it seems that there's something strange going on with the way that they communicate. So maybe I'm hearing they've been blocking communication with you or blocking their own communication with you. So maybe they're holding back in how they're communicating with you for some reason. Maybe they've pulled back their energy in some way. Maybe I'm hearing they might be at a lower level or a more superficial level of consciousness here. I feel that they're feeling tongue-tied for some reason with all tied up in the upright position, door to romance and cornucopia reversed. Okay, so I'm getting a very hyper-specific thread of energy. This will not be for everyone. And by the way, I always have to mention that when we channel into feminine or masculine energies, keep in mind that we all internally actually have a balance of both energies within us. So these messages could be relating to your internal masculine, your internal feminine, or an external person or situation. They also are not necessarily tied to any one particular gender. So what I'm getting with this specific thread of energy is that there is a masculine here who shut a door with you and is like blocking their own communication because they feel that they can't have you or that they can't manifest you or manifest something with you. They're feeling very tongue-tied, very stuck here. And it's because with solar plexus chakra reversed, something has really triggered their confidence. And for some reason, I'm getting for some of them, it was something that someone said to them that was close to them that triggered their sense of confidence. And then the whole energy shifted towards you. And this had nothing to do with you and everything about their own feelings of lack of self-worth that were triggered. And again, I do feel someone else's comment here may have actually triggered these feelings, but it's almost like they feel as though they can't have you, so they don't want to want you or don't want to have a connection with you, if that makes sense. And they're feeling very stuck with all tied up. Why is this person feeling so tongue-tied? Rest and rejuvenation reversed. Okay, so they've been feeling very restless, very anxious about something here. What has this masculine been restless or anxious about? Okay, we also have door to personal healing and happiness. So this is someone who I almost sense saying, I really have been in my head about this. I don't feel good enough to manifest you into my life or to have you in my life. And because of this, I've been really sabotaging myself in the way that I communicate with you. And I really want to work on bettering myself before I enter or re-enter your life. It's like this person really wants to grow or evolve on a personal level before they enter your life in a stronger way. They almost might feel as though they moved too quickly with you in the beginning and rushed things. And now somehow they feel like they've kind of gone off a cliff here emotionally, where they really rushed ahead without having the foundation there of really being secure in themselves and having done the work on themselves that they feel they needed to do. Now, the thing about this energy is this is someone who you actually saw right through. So you already know where this person is really at. You know what their reality is, how they're really feeling, how their life really is. Even if they thought that they were doing a good job hiding that or concealing that or making themselves look better than they were, it's like this is a person who thinks they presented themselves as better than they actually are to you, but they don't realize you're extremely psychic and intuitive. So you were actually seeing this person's true self all along. You see right through any kind of facade. I do feel it's like they were trying to put on that they were more, evolved or successful, or that they had more in their life figured out, or that they were more confident. But you could actually see right through all of this. So there really was no illusion for you here. I will say, with the inner child card, it's like this person is fighting their inner child that really just desires to connect with you. You seem to bring out this kind of childlike spirit within this person that just wants to have fun and play and create and reveal their true self to you. But it's almost like right now their conscious self, for some reason, I wanted to say their traumatized self. So maybe this person is holding on to some trauma, but their conscious self has kind of been shutting down what their inner child wants here. Now, we have the cards lessons and received. I heard lesson received with these cards as well. So who's supposed to receive the lesson? Sacred space. I'm hearing let them receive their lesson. Yeah, and the feminine is receiving the lesson as well, in a sense. Okay, so maybe your lesson here at this time is to surrender and allow this other person to receive their lesson without getting involved. I do see the feminine here, which again, I feel for most of you listening, you are resonating more as the divine feminine. And I'm seeing that you have been connecting with some kind of sacred space. This could be some kind of ritual you've been doing. Maybe it's some kind of routine that you have. Maybe there's a special physical location that you go in your home, your living space, or maybe it's somewhere in nature, but I feel there's some sacred space that you enter either physically, mentally, or emotionally on a regular basis that is helping you receive the lesson on your end, which again, the lesson on your end here seems to be to allow this masculine to receive their lesson without getting involved. And to rise above with the rise above card. I'm hearing rather than getting entangled, rise above. And maybe this applies to more current situations in your life, not just with this particular masculine energy, but maybe with some of those other open energy channels that we've been talking about that might be depleting your energy. You might be guided at this time to, rather than entangling yourself in connections or drama or situations that are only depleting you, to rise above that and to stay connected with your own sacred space and allow others to receive their own lessons. And it's funny because as I said that, the word lesson felt equivalent energetically to the word blessing. So it's almost like by allowing others to receive their own lessons, you are also allowing them to receive their own blessings, because the lessons, when integrated, actually open up the blessings energetically. It's like the key that unlocks the door. So I'm going to be reshuffling the cards here and just seeing what else I can channel for you at this time. Okay, so since we've been somewhat addressing mostly divine feminines here, I feel that will be somewhere in the title of this video. And I also want to open that up a bit here and ask, what do the divine feminines listening specifically need to know? Okay, don't allow anyone else's triggered lack of self-confidence pull you from your own self-confidence with the solar plexus chakra. You are meant to be standing firmly in a knowing of your value, your worth, your power, your confidence, and not allowing others to shake that. We also have Healer of the Ages in the upright position. And I'm hearing that you can only really energetically uplift others, have that positive influence on others when you yourself are allowing yourself to stay in that state of stability, self-confidence, and knowing your worth. We also, with the strategy card, I'm hearing divine plan because we have strategy and the crown chakra. I'm hearing the divine plan is in your heart. And it's being revealed to you as you keep your heart open, and it's being revealed one step forward at a time. This so-called divine plan, or the cosmic plan that your soul has unconsciously created for you in this lifetime, is not one that you are being given a roadmap to in advance. It is one that is revealed to you more and more with every step forward that you take with an open heart. I'm also just getting a generalized message that the divine does have a plan here, meaning there is a higher energy at work here. There is a sort of cosmic plan at work here, even if things in your life at this time feel very disheveled, chaotic, or random. With cornucopia, I feel that there are many things in your life that are in the process of manifesting. You might already be seeing the physical manifestations of some of these things, but if not, I do see them coming in very soon. But again, it's happening step by step as you walk forward with an open heart in accordance to this divine plan that's unfolding itself in front of you. Now, I am getting a little bit of a side message for someone. And it's about you being on the right track, meaning you being aligned with your highest vibrational timeline at this moment, even though it seemed to have involved some kind of separation or disconnect or break in your life with happy family in the reverse position that may have left you, I'm hearing, feeling unbalanced or feeling in lack of your other half externally. I'm not sure why I'm getting those exact words, but it's almost like someone feeling like they're losing half of themselves because of a separation or disconnect with a person. But ultimately, that feeling of loss through that separation has been meant to push them to find that other half of themselves within that divine feminine or divine masculine counterpart internally, energetically, to balance that within themselves. And in doing so, to stay aligned with this temple path card, this highest vibrational timeline, so to speak. I do feel that there is more coming through there that we will most likely be channeling in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So if you did enjoy this reading and you'd like to join me on Patreon for the extended, I will be leaving a link to that under the video in the pinned comment and description box. Of course, if you resonate with my energy, you're welcome to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have an amazing remainder of your day, and I will connect with you again in the next reading.